My wife's work husband sent her a text late at night. Last night was incredible. Same time tomorrow. My hands shook as I scrolled up. Flirty messages. Late dinners. Hotel bookings. My chest tightened. The next morning, I dressed in a suit and waited outside her office. When she arrived, I walked up with a smile. Surprise lunch date. Her face went pale. Just then, her work husband stepped out of the elevator and froze when he saw me. I pulled out my phone. Let's play a game. Guess who's getting fired today? Their reactions were priceless. I, 41 male, have been married to my wife, 38 female, for 11 years. We live in Chicago. No kids. Just us and our dog, Max. I work in IT for a logistics company. She works in PR for a corporate firm downtown. We met in our late 20s. Dated for a few years. Got married. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. We had our issues, just like anyone else. But nothing major. Or so I thought. Lately, she started acting different. She became distant. She didn't smile as much when I walked into the room. She stopped asking me about my day. She started spending more time on her phone, even when we were watching TV or eating together. Always texting. Always quick to turn the screen off or flip it face down when I got close. When I asked about it, she brushed it off. Said it was just work. That her team was going through a stressful time, and they were all pulling late hours. We're all in this mess together, she said. I wanted to believe her. I chose to believe her. The first time I heard the name Brent, I didn't think anything of it. He's just my work husband, she said, laughing. Everyone calls him that. I smiled. I trusted her. We joked about it. I even said, should I be jealous? She replied, he's harmless, babe. Chill. Fast forward a few months. She's working late more often. Going out for team drinks almost every week. Coming home smelling like cologne I didn't wear. Saying she's tired. Going straight to the shower. Then to bed. No kisses. No cuddles. No talking. One Thursday night changed everything. She told me she had a team dinner. Said they had to smooth things over with a big client. I didn't argue. Just said, have fun. Text me if you're staying late. She left around 6:30 p.m. Around 9:45, I was watching the Bulls game, sitting on the couch, Max asleep at my feet. I walked into the kitchen to get a snack. That's when I saw her phone charging on the counter. She never leaves her phone. It lit up. A message preview from Brent, work, popped up. Last night was incredible. Same time tomorrow. I froze. I stared at the screen. My stomach dropped. I picked up the phone and unlocked it. She never changed the passcode. It was still our anniversary date. I opened the thread, and everything I thought I knew came crashing down. There were weeks of messages, flirty jokes, nicknames, babe, cutie, my stress relief, pictures of food, drinks, a selfie of them at a rooftop bar downtown, a blurry hotel hallway, a message that said, room 813. Just left the key at front desk under Carter. I scrolled. My hands shook. I was cold. My heart was pounding. There were messages from him saying things like, can't stop thinking about your lips last night. You make work actually worth it. Sneaking around is kinda hot, not gonna lie. And from her, ugh, I wish I could stay the whole night. You feel like a getaway from my boring life. Mark never touches me like that anymore. I wanted to vomit. I sat at the table for hours, reading everything. Every lie. Every excuse. Every team dinner was right there in plain texts, some even including restaurant names I remembered her mentioning. The pain hit all at once. 11 years. Down the drain. For a guy with gelled hair and motivational quotes on his Instagram. She walked in around 11:30 p.m. Said, sorry, babe. It went long. That client would not stop talking. I said nothing. I couldn't even look at her. I said I wasn't feeling well and went straight to bed. I didn't sleep. Not a second. The next morning, I showered. Shaved. Put on my best suit. The one she got me years ago for a wedding. The one she always said made me look like a CEO. I drove downtown. Not to my job, but to hers. I got there before 8:30 and waited across the street in my car. She showed up just before 9 o'clock. She was walking fast, laughing on the phone, iced coffee in hand. She looked happy. Effortlessly happy. I stepped out of the car and walked toward her. She saw me mid-laugh. Her face dropped. She hung up. Mark? What are you doing here? I smiled. Surprise lunch date, I said. She blinked, confused. Pale. I have meetings. Just then, the elevator behind her dinged. And out stepped Brent. He saw me. Paused. Took one more step. Then stopped like he hit a wall. His face. Pure panic. He looked at Rachel. Then me. Then Rachel again. Oh, I said. So this is him. Neither of them said a word. I pulled out my phone. Let's play a game, I said quietly. Guess who's getting fired today? I turned the screen to Brent. The message he sent her just the night before was front and center. His face turned to stone. Rachel stepped forward. Mark, can we go somewhere and talk? Oh, now you want to talk? Brent tried to say something. I cut him off. You're her boss, right? Cool. Because I printed every text. Every photo. Every time you booked a hotel using your company email. Every time you billed drinks on the company card. I handed both of them a manila folder. I have a meeting with HR in 15 minutes. Should be fun. Then I turned and walked into the building. They didn't follow. I walked straight into the office building with the folder in my hand. The receptionist at the front desk asked who I was here to see. I gave her the name of the HR director. I had already sent an email the night before, attaching everything. I just didn't give them names yet. I handed her the printed messages. This is Brent. He's her direct manager. My wife is Rachel. Her eyes didn't move off the pages. Her face didn't change, but her grip on the folder tightened. I'm not trying to ruin lives, I said, but I won't be the quiet fool either. This isn't just cheating. This is inappropriate behavior at work, misuse of company funds, power imbalance. All of it. She nodded slowly. Understood. 10 minutes later, I walked out of that room. Rachel and Brent were gone from the lobby. She came home quiet. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Same chair as the night before. Same folder sitting next to me. I didn't say anything when she walked in. She stood near the door for a second. Put her bag down. You went to my office? She said, voice flat. I nodded. You humiliated me. Now I laughed. I laughed. For the first time in hours. Days maybe. You think you're humiliated? You've been sleeping with your boss and calling it late work meetings. You lied to me for months. Used our money to buy him gifts. Covered up hotel visits by saying you had a stomach bug. And you feel humiliated. She didn't say anything. I stood up and pointed to the door. You need to leave. Not tomorrow. Now. She started crying. Real tears. I wasn't even sure if they were for me. Please, Mark. Don't do this right now. I'll pack a bag and stay at Kim's for a few nights. But we need to talk. No, I said. You've had months to talk. You just didn't want to. And now I'm done listening. She packed a bag. Didn't even look back at me when she left. I got a call from a blocked number. I usually ignore those. But something told me to pick up. It was Brent's wife. Her name was Monica. Soft voice. Calm. I think you and I should talk, she said. We met at a Starbucks in River North. She was already there when I arrived, holding a manila envelope of her own. I'm guessing you found out the same way I did, she said. Turns out she had seen my post. Someone from her office sent her a screenshot. She connected the dots. And here we were. She slid the folder across the table. Photos. Messages. Receipts. Everything. Turns out Brent had done this before, with a woman at his last company. Monica thought it was behind them. A one-time mistake, he had told her. She forgave him. And then came Rachel. This time, I'm done, she said. But I want you to know something. She pulled out a printout of an email. Dated 3 weeks ago. From Brent to HR. Just a heads up, if there's any noise about Rachel Darnell and me, it's all consensual. She pursued me, not the other way around. She's been unhappy in her marriage for a while. I have text proving that. He was covering his ass before I ever knew. I felt something inside me break. He knew. He knew it could blow up. And Rachel? She must have known, too. They were ready to pin it on me. On her unhappiness. On my failures as a husband. And paint themselves as two people who fell for each other in hard times. Not cheaters. Not liars. Victims of their own feelings. Did you know Brent sent an email to HR saying you came on to him first and that you were unhappy in our marriage? She replied 10 minutes later. I didn't know. I swear to God. He told me he had our backs if anything ever came up. I thought that meant. I don't know what I thought. Please believe me. I left it on read. The next day, Monica emailed the HR director. She attached Brent's email. She CC'd me. Brent is trying to say it was mutual. That Rachel manipulated him. That I'm trying to destroy a man's career out of spite. His lawyer even reached out to me. Rachel hasn't tried to come home. She's texting me every few hours, asking to talk. I've stopped replying. I'm staying at my brother's for now. Max is with me. I haven't told my parents yet. I can't bring myself to say it out loud. Every time I think I've hit the bottom, I find out there's a floor beneath it. Every time I breathe, I feel like I'm sucking in smoke. This isn't just a breakup. It's like watching your whole life catch fire while you're still inside the house. And I have no idea how many more walls will fall before it's over. All right, I'm back. It's been 6 more days. Feels like 6 months. I said I'd update. There's more now. Way more. And it's getting harder to believe what's real anymore. After Monica dropped the bomb about Brent's email to HR, I started digging deeper. Not into Rachel's phone this time. I'd already done that. But into her work life. Into him. I reached out to a guy I knew from her office, Jeremy. We did beers once or twice when their firm threw open parties. Casual guy. Bit of a gossip. We weren't close, but I figured maybe he'd talk. I texted, hey man, heard some rumors about Rachel and Brent. Is there something going on at your office I should know about? 10 minutes later, he called me. I was not expecting that. He didn't even say hello. You mean you didn't know about the Miami trip? My blood froze. What Miami trip? He went quiet. Shit. I thought you knew. Back in October, they went to that PR summit. 3 nights. Hyatt Grand. Everyone knew they were too close. Same flight back, hours apart from everyone else. She told people you were okay with it. I was never told about Miami. She told me it was a short networking event. 1 night. In and out. No mention of beaches or cocktails or Brent. I looked back at the dates. The same weekend, I thought she was visiting her sick aunt in Peoria. She even sent me a selfie outside a hospital. But now I knew. She lied with a prop. Jeremy kept talking. They shared a ride to the airport. Got there early. No one saw them again until the next morning. Some folks said they were even seen leaving the pool area together in robes. He paused. I'm sorry, man. You didn't deserve this. That night, I did something I didn't want to do. I messaged Rachel's aunt. Hey, just checking in. How are you feeling since that rough weekend in October? She replied, Hey Mark. What weekend? Haven't been sick in a while. Hope you guys are good. I didn't respond. I sat in my car in a Walgreens parking lot for almost 2 hours, just staring at the dash, watching people come and go, holding my phone like it had exploded in my hand. She faked a family emergency to go on a beach trip with her boss. Next day, HR called me back. Apparently, Brent was suspended pending investigation. He was claiming Rachel pursued him. HR said they found inconsistencies between his statement and his spending reports. Guess what? He used his company card to pay for one of the hotel rooms in Miami, but claimed he didn't stay overnight. He said, I just used it to help her check in. She had card issues. Sure, buddy. You're paying for hotel rooms for married women because their cards aren't working? Later that night, Rachel came to the apartment. She knocked. I didn't answer at first, but she didn't leave. After about 10 minutes, I opened the door. She looked rough. Puffy eyes. No makeup. Hoodie I hadn't seen in years. One she used to wear when she'd get sad. I just want to explain, she said. I let her in. She sat on the edge of the couch, holding her hands tight together like she was cold. I didn't know Brent sent that email, she said again. I didn't know he'd try to pin it on me. I nodded, saying nothing. He promised me he'd protect us, that no one would find out. He said we'd figure it out eventually. You mean when to tell your husband you've been screwing your boss for half a year? She flinched. I kept going. What about Miami? The fake hospital? Your aunt doesn't even know she was sick. Her face crumbled. I'm sorry, she whispered. It wasn't supposed to go this far. That line. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I stood up, pacing. You were supposed to sneak around, cheat, get off on the excitement. Then what? End it, and come home like nothing happened. She didn't answer. I pointed to the door. You need to leave. And don't come back without a lawyer. She didn't move. Then she dropped a bomb of her own. I'm pregnant. The room went still. I just stared at her. She kept her head down, whispering. I just found out 2 days ago. I don't know whose it is. My legs gave out. I sat. She kept talking. I was going to get a test done, but I didn't know if you'd even want to know. I didn't plan this. I swear to God. Mark, I didn't. I held up a hand. And for the first time in my life, I didn't know what to say. I had no script for this. So now here I am. My wife cheated, lied, gaslit, blamed me. And now maybe she's pregnant with her boss's kid. Or mine. Or nobody's. I don't know. I haven't told Monica yet. I haven't told my brother. Hell, I haven't even told Max. He just sits there staring at me like he knows I'm falling apart. I scheduled an appointment with a lawyer. Got a DNA testing place on speed dial. I haven't decided if I even want to wait for results. Right now, I just feel like I'm stuck in a story someone else wrote. After she told me she was pregnant, everything slowed down. Like my life was underwater. Rachel moved in with her sister, saying she needed space. I didn't argue. I couldn't even look at her. I paid for a prenatal DNA test. Takes a few weeks. Expensive. Complicated. But I needed to know. While waiting, I kept going to work. Kept pretending things were okay. People asked me why I looked so tired. I just said, long days. No one asked twice. Max was the only one I didn't have to lie to. I started boxing again. I punched until I felt nothing. I cried in the car. Sometimes I just sat in the dark and stared at the ceiling, trying to remember what it felt like to be loved without doubt. Monica kept me in the loop. Brent tried to resign quietly. HR didn't let him. They launched a formal investigation. Other women came forward. Nothing concrete, but enough to show a pattern. He's done. Rachel was put on leave pending the results of the investigation. The firm didn't want the PR risk. Their little fantasy imploded fast. The confrontation happened by accident. 2 Saturdays ago, I went to a cafe with Monica to talk. She wanted to thank me for helping her gather proof. Said she was finalizing her divorce. Told me she was taking the kids to Oregon next month to start over. We sat outside. Guess who walked by? Rachel, with her sister. And Brent. I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't care. But when she saw Monica and me together, her eyes locked in. She walked up like a storm. You're sitting here with her now. She snapped, voice sharp. Brent hung back. Silent. Coward. Monica stood. Calm. Always calm. Rachel looked at me like I'd stabbed her. Is this what we're doing now? She asked. You run into the arms of the one person who hates me most? I laughed once. Dry. You're the one who's pregnant and doesn't know who the father is. Maybe don't throw stones. Her sister stepped in. Guys, this isn't the place. But it was too late. Rachel's voice cracked. I made a mistake. One mistake. And now I'm the villain forever? That word, one. I exploded. One. Rachel, you lied to me for 6 months. You faked an illness, faked a family emergency, slept with your boss in hotel rooms you said were business trips, and you call that one mistake. Her eyes filled up. I didn't mean to fall for him. I stood, shaking. And I didn't mean to waste 11 years of my life on someone who could throw it away like it was nothing. She stepped back, like I'd hit her. But I hadn't. I just finally told the truth out loud. Brent, now looking like he wanted to crawl under a car, finally spoke. Look, maybe we should all just walk away. Monica turned to him. No, Brent. You don't get to walk away. You get to crawl back into the mess you made and own it. You're the reason your kids are crying every night. You're the reason I had to explain to my 8-year-old daughter why daddy doesn't live with us anymore. Silence. People were watching now. A couple across the street. A server nearby. It was a scene. And I didn't care. Rachel covered her face and started sobbing. Her sister grabbed her arm and gently pulled her away. Brent walked in the opposite direction, alone. Monica looked at me. You okay? No, I said. But I think I will be. Last Friday. Results came in. Not mine. There was something final in that moment. Like hearing a door slam shut behind you. I forwarded the result to her. Said nothing else. She replied, I don't know what to say. I didn't respond. And I won't. Monica finalized her divorce. Brent lost his job. No company would touch him after the HR report leaked internally. Rachel kept the apartment. I didn't want it. Too many ghosts. I moved into a smaller place near the lake. It's quiet. Clean. Max has more room to run. My lawyer is handling the divorce. Uncontested. No assets worth fighting over. I haven't spoken to Rachel since the test. I don't plan to. I keep thinking about how easily people lie. Not the big lies. But the little ones. The, I'm fine. The, it's just dinner. The, you're overthinking it. I believed those lies because I wanted to. I wanted to believe love meant loyalty. But now I know better. Love is only real if both people choose it. Every day. Even when it's boring. Even when it's hard. She stopped choosing it. And now I get to choose myself. If you're reading this and you feel that knot in your gut, that thing you're ignoring, don't. Trust your instincts. Ask the hard questions. Open the phone. Look through the cracks. Because the truth? It hurts. But lies? They rot you from the inside out. I'm not healed. Not yet. But I'm free. And that's a good start.